individual parts, and you can able to merge that individual part into the main code, and you can check whether is it really causing any error or not. That kind of testing, everything can be done with the help of this version control. And on that aspects, the first thing we are going to discuss about the Git. So guys, whenever you are talking about the Git, it is a distributed version control system, local repository for offline work. So that's what the thing. So right now we guys have discussed a lot of things, right? So that is all can be done with the help of this Git. And if you are asking me a question, Sanjay, is only the Git is an optional? No. So apart from the Git, there are a lot of available thing which is out there. So to do this kind of version control application, to track out the code changes or revert tracking to the previous states. So all these things can be done with the help of Git and a lot of other tools out there similar to the Git. But that is what the Git is. With the help of the Git, you can able to do all these things. And whenever you're talking about the GitHub, which is a hosting service for the Git repositories. What does it mean? So actually here we guys have discussed about the Git, which is going to do this kind of coding, tracking and codings and all. So which is going to be kept in a place called the GitHub. Okay, because previously we guys have saw on the Docker and Docker Hub, right? So whatever the source code we have written and we have created one project. So that we guys have converted as an image and we guys have pushed to the hub called Docker Hub. Same as like here, all this Git repositories, which is gonna be handled by this hosting service called GitHub. Okay, I hope you guys have clearly understood these things. So Git is going to be helpful for doing a tracking change, coding changes, or reverting back to the previous states, or collaboration, or you can also create a branching, merging, and etc. Even you can work it in an offline in your laptop, and you can push all the changes into online into the GitHub. So that is what the Git is. Whereas that all the Git repository, which is going to be hosted in a place called GitHub. Okay, I hope you guys have got a clear idea. If you have got this about what does mean by the Git and then GitHub, you just post IGT Sanjay in your live chat. So on that aspects, let us directly jump onto the hands-on, guys. Okay, I just created a step-by-step document. So even though this session has been completed, whenever you really want to refer it, you can just go through this document. Don't want to see the complete video. Okay, whenever you are going to watch on the third time or fourth time. So on that aspects, the first procedure is you need to install the Git, because the Git push or the Git kind of commands all gonna be executed with the help of the Git alone. So that is why the first procedure is gonna be to install Git in your laptop. Okay, to do that, I've already given you the URL. Please click that URL, and here it is going to show you an option like downloads option. Please go to the download option, and once you have gone into the download option, here it is going to show for the different systems like Mac or Linux or Windows. So majority of the users, I think they are gonna be a Windows. I'm just going to click a Windows. So whenever you are clicking that, it is going to ask you whether it is for 64-bit or 32-bit. I think majority of the people will be using a 64-bit. So instead of choosing a portable, I'm going to choose a standalone installer 64-bit Windows setup. Just carefully watch. This is the download section, and we have clicked the Windows, and inside the Windows, we have chosen a 64-bit Git for Windows setup. So whenever you are doing that, this 65 MB something, so this Git will be available. What you just do is just double click that Git and click next, and complete your installation, guys. Okay, are you clear? Okay, it's gonna be very, very simple. Okay, so don't need to change anything. So let it be like a default one, and please click next, and complete your installation. So whenever it is asking next, don't change anything. Whenever it is asking like this, don't change anything. Okay, that's what I'm telling you guys. Please don't change anything. Okay, let it be a recommended version. So always look for the recommended option. Just click next, and complete your installation, guys. Okay, don't think, Sanjay, why you haven't installed, why you haven't shown the Git installation. It is very simple. Just double click the exe file which it got downloaded, and it will ask next, then coming kind of thing. So you just please click next, and complete your installation. And once you have completed your installation, even if you want to do a restart, that's up to you. So, but once you have did that, to verify that, what you can do is you can just simply type cmd, open your command prompt. And here you can simply type Git and then enter. So if you are typing Git and then enter, you should see this kind of options. Okay, like version and what are all the other parameters which you can able to pass it to, all the things which is going to be shown for you. So even Git space hyphen version and enter. Look out that git version which I have is 2.35.1.windows.2. So this is what it showed. So always once you have completed an installation, please make sure that git has been properly installed or not by using the command called git space hyphen version and hit enter, so that you should able to see the git version 2.35.1. What if, Sanjay, I'm getting git is not found error, Sanjay? So if you are getting an error call, yes, always our session is going to be like error based learning. So whenever you are getting an error like Sanjay, I am seeing the error like git is not found error, which means that there is a two possibility. One possibility is you might not install the git properly, and second possibility is it is not configured to the environmental variables. So you need to restart your system and you need to check it out. And while installing, make sure if there is any option has been shown like add path to the environmental variables, please enable that and complete your installation. And then just do a restart or just close the command window and open it again. And if you're typing the git space hyphen version, enter, you can able to see the git version. You should be able to see that. So once you have got that, that's it. Okay, we guys have successfully installed git in our system. So whenever we really want to execute any git commands like git push or git pull or anything, that can be easily executed right now. But it is not enough, right? So definitely we need to see those files, how it is going to be visualized and everything through the GitHub. So that's why my second step is to create an account in GitHub. So what you guys simply do is you just simply type GitHub in your Go browser and you just open your GitHub, and there will be an sign up option. Simply click sign up. So whenever you are clicking a sign up, it is going to ask you the email ID. So here you can give your email ID. Okay, so welcome to GitHub, and it is asking my email ID. So I'm going to give that. So I'm just going to give the email ID like whatiswayhub@gmail.com, and it is asking for the password. So I'm just going to give the password. Okay, so I just gave one password. I'm just going to click continue, and it is going to ask a username. So what the username I'm going to give is Sanjay Warriors Way. Okay, Sanjay Warriors Way. Okay, likewise, I'm just going to give the name like Sanjay's Warriors Way, and let me click continue. Okay, it's going to be very, very simple, and it is going to ask you to verify your account. So you need to complete the process so that you'll be getting your GitHub account. So the GitHub is the place where you're going to create a repository. So all the Git kind of execution, which you are going to do it with the help of the Git commands. I hope you have got it. So look out that protecting your account, and please solve this puzzle, verify. Okay, I'm just going to click verify. And now, okay, what is the like some of the puzzles they are giving us? So use the arrows to rotate the object to face in the direction of the hand. Okay, so we need to find out the direction of the hand, so which is on the upward side. So okay, this is good, and let me click submit. Okay, one has been done. Okay, sometimes they'll be asking a 3 type of puzzle. Okay, once you have got that, now all the code which has been sent to your email. Okay, so now I'm just going to open my email and I'm going to verify the code. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, so now it is asking my username or email address and password. Just please give those information, and that's it. Okay, skip personalization. So now my new GitHub is ready. Okay, guys, is it easy? So this is going to be your second step. First step is to install the Git in your system, and second step is to create an account in the GitHub. Okay, so once you have created a GitHub account, so what you just wanted to do is you can able to create a repository. For an example, simply click the button called create repository on the left hand side. Here you can see the owner is Sanjay Warriors Way, that is the username, and repository name I'm going to create like sample project. Okay, that's what the name which I given, sample project, and let it be public. And initially you don't want to work on anything, simply click create repository. So this is like a folder. Okay, inside that you can able to add a files. You can access this folder from anywhere else using that URL, and a lot of things can be done. Even when you have created your first repository, you can see below all the comments out there. So git space init, git space add readme, git space comment, git space branch, and etc etc. Don't worry, these syntax I'll be teaching you in a very in detail and simplest way of teaching. So once you have got your repository, now it's time to create the files. Okay, because here I have only the GitHub folder I've created. So I haven't added any other files into it still now. So that's what we are going to do right now. Just carefully watch. Here, Sanjay Varese is a username and sample project is the repository which we have created. So once you have done that, what you need to do is simply click create new file. Even you can upload existing file as well, but right now I'm going to create a new file. So for this new file, I'm going to give the name like sample.txt. So txt is nothing but a notepad. Even guys, in our full stack web development, you can add HTML file, you can add CSS file, you can add JavaScript file, you can add the whole complete folder or all the files into this folder, no problem. But right now, this is our first time to learn the Git and the GitHub. So that's why I want to make it simple. So sample project is the repository name and sample project is the project name. And sample.txt is the file name which I'm going to create. And here I'm going to add some text like hello world. Okay, so this is what one message which I've created. And carefully remember, whenever you are saving any files in different application, you will be using the button like save button. But whenever you're talking about this Git and then GitHub, so you will be saving a file by using the command called commit. Okay, so once I've added all the information and file name into it, and here you need to click commit changes. Before that, just carefully remember, Sanjay is a username, sample project is the repository name, sample.txt is the file name, and main is the branch. Okay, the main branch. And apart from the main, you can have a project product, and inside the project you can have AI project and a full stack project and embedded project. So that can be a branches. But right now we are in the core main branches. I'm going to click commit changes. Another important thing you should remember, whenever you are saving it, you need to give whenever you are doing a committing, you need to tell what you have done. Okay, so right now what we have done, we have created a sample.txt file. So likewise, I'm just giving my own name. Okay, my own explanation. Okay, it's just an explanation. So whatever the step which you are doing, like if you are saving any file or if you are modifying it, you need to tell like I've created this, I modified this, I'm deleting this. So likewise, I'm giving some commit message for it. So here I'm creating a sample.txt file. So that's why I'm giving the name like create sample.txt file, and I'm going to click commit changes. That's it, guys. Guys, is it simple? Is it going good? If it is going good, you just post GG Sanjay in your live chat. So now we have created one repository, and in that repository, we have added one file called sample.txt. And just carefully remember, you just see this is my repository part. So this is the coding part. Whenever you are clicking coding, whenever you are click code, so you can see this is a username. This is the repository sample project, and it is having only one branch called main, and it is having only one file called txt file. Guys, is it good? Okay, very, very simple. I've created one repository with one file called sample.txt. So once you have created this, and if you are really, seeing this, you can see there is an option called code option. So whenever you are clicking that code option, it is gonna give you a URL for this repository. Here I've created one repository called sample project, right? So it is going to give you the URL for that complete repository, github.com/sanjayswarisway/sample project. Likewise, you will be getting a URL for this GitHub repository. So whatever the stuff which you are doing, everything which is going to be shown here. And even if you are clicking that sample.txt, and if you want to edit this file, even you can do it in this GitHub as well. You can simply click that pencil symbol here, and instead of hello world, let me change like hello everyone. So whatever the changes which you are doing, you can just change it, and you can click commit change. And I just updated it, right? So automatically it is going to give you some commit message. I'm going to click commit changes. Okay, so once I've did that, again I'm going for the code option, And here at the top corner, you can see there is a two commits, two save I did. So one save is for hello world, another save is for hello everyone, right? And even you can see this is the first save which I've did, creating a sample.txt. Here the message we have written is a hello world. Whereas if you are seeing other commit which we guys have did, you can go to the code and you can see the second commit which you have did is, you can select the update sample.txt. This is the second commit which I've did. So here, what is the code modification we have did? Hello world to hello everyone. Guys, do you really love this? So this is what I told you. When any one of your team is doing some modification, suddenly you guys have got bombed by and tons of errors. You can able to easily see the history, who did that, what changes he made, why that error came. Easily it can be found out with the help of this Git. Is it amazing, guys? Right? So that is what this GitHub is. I hope you guys have got some idea on the GitHub. Okay. So right now, what we are going to do is we are going to bring up the Git into my certain directory. But before bringing up that into my certain directory, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create one new folder. Okay, so that is where the place where I'm going to start writing a program. So which is like, I'm going to give the name like git underscore GitHub. Guys, I think you already know the procedure, how to create the folders and all. Please be careful. Don't leave spaces and all. That's not a good one. Okay, I just created an empty folder. I'm going to open that empty folder in a Visual Studio Code. So once we have got the Visual Studio Code, we are going to access this directory. So for that, first I'm going for this 3 dots and go for the terminal, a new terminal, and make sure this command window is opening in the directory, the current directory which we have created. So once it has been done, now it's time to write all those Git commands. Okay, like bringing up the directory or everything. But before that, we need to specify who the GitHub, like who's the user is. Okay, so that's why we need to do some prior configuration. So, but before that, make sure Git has been installed. Git space -- version and hit enter. Ta-da! So this is going to show you that Git has been configured already properly. But right now, it's time to logging in it properly. So to log in, there's two things. One is a username, another one is a email address. Just carefully watch. What is the command is git space. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, git space config space -- global space user.name space. It's asking my username. Okay, who is the user of this GitHub? So to find out that, you already know. I think, did we closed it? No. Yeah. So here you can see that is a Sanjay Warriors Way. Just make sure the spelling and everything is case and everything is right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter that. Okay. So what is that? Git space config space -- global space user.name space Sanjay Warriors Way inside the double quotes. So that's what the first instruction which I've given. And what is the next instruction? To configure the email address which is being used for it. So now I'm going to use the second command, git space config space -- global space user.email instead of user.name. Here we need to give user.email. So here we need to give the proper email ID which is being using for that GitHub account. So what is the thing is Warriors Way hub@gmail.com. Okay, so that's what the thing which we are going to give it right now. Just make sure whether it is right. Okay, warriorsway hub@gmail.com. So here warriorsway hub@gmail.com. So this is what the second configuration we have done. So are you clear? So we have already installed the Git, but you don't know whose repository is. It might be Sanjay's repository or it might be others' repository. So before pushing and pulling and sending the data or modifying it or adding it, before doing that, you need to know whose repository is that first. So that's why we are initializing the Git with the username and their email address. by giving like this git space config, something like that. Even whenever you are executing the git initially, if it is asking you to do a login, you can just use the git command to log into their account by using git space. Whenever you are using a git command, it will ask you to log in. So on the time you need to click that account, click that certain browser and click a login, so that it is going to be logged into your git. We are going to bring up our GitHub folder into my local directory. So this is my already created local directory, which is already, I'm in the git folder, right? The 2_ the git folder, which I'm already in. So to bring up the online git folder into your local directory, so we can able to identify the repository by its name, the username and the repository name, right? But other than that, there is already a URL, right? So you just want to click the code, and here there is a HTTP, the copy code. So simply click that copy URL, so that URL which is going to be completely copied, and here you can just clone it. What does mean by clone? As I've already told you, we are going to bring up that GitHub folder into your local directory. So the command is git space clone space the repository URL. So in the terminal, make sure you are present inside the certain folder, git space clone space, and give the complete folder and hit enter. So what it will do, it will automatically bring all those files into your local directory. Guys, is it simple? And even do you remember previously initially we have did the hello world, and then we modified into hello everyone. So that hello everyone message which is present inside the sample.txt, which all came into our local directory. So guys, is it clear? Do you really understand? Even anyone in your team, even there are 100 people in your team, they can able to easily access the repository with the help of by cloning it, and they can do whatever the modification they really wanted. They can update it. That is going to be updated in the main code. And if there is any problem, that is going to be pop up, or that you can keep some program as a restricted program, which is like good working program. As a team lead, you can make some program as a good working program, so you can give only a small access for the small codes, so they can do those modification which they really responsible for, and they can upload it. And if it is okay, if it is having a 0 errors, then you can approve, then you can bring it to the real core main branch. So likewise, you can do a lot more things, guys. Right now we just acquired the real GitHub folder, GitHub repository from my local directory. Here I have a same sample.txt. Here also I have a same sample.txt. And here also we used to have the message like hello everyone in that repository. And in my code right now itself, it is also having a hello everyone in the local directory. That's what the first step. And now, right now in the local directory itself, you might have a question, Sanjay, is it completely online sync? Is it like a Google Doc or something? Can I able to change something? It will be directly reflected into the Google GitHub repository? No, it is not like that. So you can see a best example here. I'm going to create another new file called textfile.txt. Just file.txt, new file.txt. Just remember here the sample.txt, which is already present in the GitHub. You can see sample.txt. But right now I'm going to create a new file. Okay, so the new file name called new file.txt. So I'm just going to create a new file. And if you have hit enter, what is the sudden observation you are really seeing here? U, right? It has been completely converted as a green color, and it is having U. Okay, even here for this new file, I'm going to give some new text. It is new text file. Okay, likewise, I just given some text for it. But Here, this sample.txt, which is an old txt file, which is already present in the repository, which is showing nothing. Okay, no warning, nothing. But in this new file.txt, it is showing you. Okay, so to see what is the status of this repository, those things, you can use the command called git space status. You just open your repository and you just simply type git space status and hit enter. Okay, what is the error we have got? Not a git repository. Okay, so right now another important issue you just observe here. When I have given git space status, what is the error we have got? It is not a git repository. Why, guys? Do you have any guesses? Just carefully remember, right now we are in the git_github folder. It is having nothing. Always, guys, whenever you are working on the git, please go to the three dot and you just go for the view option, and you can just click a show and hidden items. Please enable the hidden items, guys. Okay, please go and do the steps. Even though you are using a Windows 10, there will be a view option, and please enable the hidden items. When you have enabled the hidden items, even though you enable the hidden items in this main folder called github, you can't see anything, right? But when you are going into the sample project, ta-da, one blurred folder is there, right? It is not a real folder, it is like hidden folder. Okay, even if you are going and disabling this hidden items, you can't see that GitHub folder. So that's the very, very important thing. If you really want to experience that git command should work, it should be enabled with that git kind of folder. Hidden folder need to be there. Even if there is no any git folder, you can use like git space init to bring up that git folder so that you can execute all the git commands. But here, since it is already a cloned folder, so why we have got this error git space when we have entered git space status, why we have got not a git repository? Because we are not present in the sample project folder. We are just only inside the git folder. So that's why I'm going to type cd space tab sample project folder. So hit enter. So now we are inside the sample project folder, right? So now we are inside the sample project folder. So once you are in a start presenting inside the sample project folder, if you are executing right now git space status, ta-da! So we guys have got that u. What is the meaning of u? Which is untracked files. Okay, even here I have added a new file.txt, but it does not mean that it is going to be uploaded into my GitHub repository. No. Okay, even I have refreshed it. Look how that it is having only one file called sample.txt, which is already present there. But here, even though I've created a new file.txt, it is not updated in my GitHub. So that is what the procedure, that's what the process we are in currently right now. So this is the u file, which is nothing but untracked file. Okay, previously you just remember in the repository we guys have created only a sample.txt, but when we have added a new file called new file.txt, it is not going to be updated directly in your GitHub. But when we have saved, or when we have created and when we have saved the file in that local repository, when we have executed the command like git space status, it just shown new file.txt, which is untracked file. That's why that u which resembles. Okay, so right now, whenever whenever you are seeing this process, once you have created the file, that file which is gonna be, when you are creating the file in the local system, it is gonna be untracked file. So what you can do is you can add that file by using the command like git space add to move that file from your local repository into the staging area. So that can be done with the help of git space add space that file name. For an example, the command like git space add space the file name. So what is the file name here? I have new file.txt. Don't do that for sample.txt, because sample.txt which is already present there. So it is already showing you only warning for new file.txt. So that's why git space add space new file.txt. But Sanjay, what if I have 50 files? you can't put git space add space, git space add space, git space add space. You don't want to do that, right? So on the time you can simply put git space add space dot. That's it. Okay, but right now I have only one file, so that's why I'm going to simply add it with the help of git space add space that file name and hit enter. So once you have hit enter, it is going to show nothing. But carefully watch. Previously it just shown the U as a symbol, but right now it's just showing A as a symbol. And again, if you are really executing the command like git space status, look how that it is showing different things. So changes to be committed. So first, we guys have created a file. It is untracked file. And when you have added it, now it is an added file, but still now it is not committed. Okay, previously in the GitHub, that's why I've shown you the GitHub first. In the GitHub itself, whenever you're creating a file, you need to commit it, right? So on that aspect, so now it is waiting for the commit. So how to do the commit things? So it's very simple. Git space commit space -m. What is the commit messages? Add new file or anything. Okay, git space commit space -m adding a new file. So whatever the thing which, whatever the message which you really wanted to give, you can just simply give this command. Okay, so right now we guys have created a file and we have added it, and now we are going to do the commit. Okay, so what is the command? Git space commit space -m adding new file into a staging part or something. Okay, so git space commit space -m adding new file and hit enter. Whenever you are hitting enter, you can see one file changed, one insertion, create mode 100644 new file.txt. Likewise, it just came. And when you are executing git space status, look out that nothing to commit, working tree clean. So we are in the main branch and the file is also got committed. So guys, are you clear about the step? First, when we have cloned it, when we are adding a new file in the local system, it just shown untracked file. But when you have added it, it just shown as an added file. When you are committing it, there is nothing it is going to be shown. Just simply, we are just adding in a local Git folder. Okay, still now it is not going to be pushed into, which is not going to be present completely in your GitHub. Simply, we just moved that from the stag folder into the local Git folder. So that's what we guys have done. Now it's time to push that into our GitHub repository. Guys, pushing it is going to be very, very simple command. Git space, push space, origin space main. Here git, you already know that is a git command. And push is nothing but we are going to push all the committed changes into the GitHub. And then origin is nothing but this is what the origin is. This is what the origin is. Origin is what? The URL. The repository's URL, right? That is what the origin. Because if you have 5 GitHub repository, so that is origin number 1, origin number 2, origin number 3 kind of thing. Okay, so that is what the origin is. Here origin is nothing but our GitHub repository's URL is the origin. So git space push space, we are going to push all those things into that certain GitHub URL called origin. And inside that, we are going to push that into a main folder, main branch. So guys, is it clear? Because as I already discussed, main is the important branch which we used to have. We are going to push the file into the origin called the Sanjay Warre's Way sample project. And into it, we are going to push into the main branch. That's what the command is. The command is simple, right? Git space, push space, origin space, main. So now we are in this path. I'm just going to click git space, push space, origin space, main. Whenever you are hitting enter, so here when we have tried to push that message like git space, push space, origin space, main, we have got an error like permission error. So permission to Sanjay Warre's Way /sample project.git denied to Sanjay D. Champ. What is the reason? So it's very simple, guys. Whenever you're working with this Git, that Git might be logged in a certain account. So whenever you are trying to do the same thing with a different account or different repository, it is giving us an error. So that's why I really wanted to show you this error. I think you are really feeling happy because you might also get this error and you wanted to know how to fix this error. So to do that, what you can do is you can just simply type cmd, or you can just go with a run command. So in this run command, you can just use, you can just simply type control. So the control panel, which is going to be open. So in this control panel, you can see one option called credential manager. So that is the credential manager, which is going to maintain all all this logins and those things. Out of this, you can choose an option like Windows credentials, and here you can check it out, Adobe, everything, for every application which is going to have everything. So even you can see which has been modified, github.com. You can just go here and look out that. Ta-da! So username, which is Sanjay D Champ, and password is different. So this is really causing our error called permission error. Guys, do you really love this? If you really love this, you just post "I love this, Sanjay" in your live chat, guys. So that is what the error we have got. And carefully remember, once you are into this window, okay, wait a minute. So credentials, and I'm going to click remove, and I'm going to click yes. And once I've did that, and here, when I try to use this git push origin main, let us try. Ta-da! Again, what it is showing? It is showing you to log in with your browser. So make sure you are choosing the respective browser, and I'm going to click sign in with your browser. So whenever you are doing a sign in, and it will open that authorization page here. And what I'm going to do is, so when you are doing this for the first time, it will ask the same like this. Okay. So authorization succeeded. And right now, if you are really navigating here, and that will be different. Yeah. So here, modified it today, the username got changed to Sanjay Warriors Way. So that is what the permission error. So whenever you are getting this type of permission error, that is gonna be the one and only reason. And when you have did that, git push origin main, look out that enumerating objects and delta compression and writing object and total 3, something like that is just shown. And to verify that, just open your GitHub and just please refresh, and you just try to observe, ta-da, new file.txt, which it got updated into your GitHub. It is a new text file. So guys, do you really love this session? Today we have seen 2 important errors. Okay, the second important error is the majority of the time, a lot of people used to do that same mistake. So that's why I covered this part. People will be logging in the GitHub through a different, GitHub profile. And when they try to push, it will be pushing the error like permission denied error. So on the time, you need to go for that Windows credential, and you need to remove the old password. And whenever you are executing the git command again, it will ask you to sign in. And when you are signing in, ta-da, that's it. So here we have pushed that file into it. Do you really got it? And even for an example, if you have carefully watched it, so in the new file.txt, what is the file? Okay, not even a new file.txt. Even you can consider the sample.txt file. You can see it is a hello everyone, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm just into the Visual Studio Code in the sample.txt. I'm just going to message, or I'm going to type like hello full stack developers. Okay, whenever you are really using the command like hello, any other message, just carefully watch the certain file which it got modified. Okay, so as I've already told you, whatever the modification you are doing, or any file adding or anything, whatever the stuff which you are doing, first of all, it will be initially untracked file or modified file. So what you just wanted to do, you need to add first, and then you need to commit second, and then you need to push it. So this is why the 3 important procedure: add, commit, push. Add, commit, push. Never ever forget that, guys. Okay, so I think this permission error, denied error, we guys have solved with a different methodology. Okay, Windows Credential Manager. Okay, Windows. Okay, with the help of the Windows Credential Manager, you can able to solve that error. But other than that, whenever you are doing any modification into that, what is the first thing you need to do? Just see the procedure, add. First thing you need to do an add. Add is not a literal meaning like adding a file. Even you are deleting a file, that is also one of the step which you are adding it. Okay, so it is that add, it is not like adding a file, and remove is different. No, so even though you are deleting a file, that is also, first of all, you need to add it to the stack, and then you need to do the rest of the commit and push. So on that aspects, how you need to do that? Git space add space. What is the file? Which is sample.txt file. First you need to add it. So once you have added it, and then what you need to do? You need to do the commit. So while talking about the commit, git space commit space -m, what is the commit value? And even if you're really checking out the status, okay, git space status, you can see which is a sample.txt is modified, but still now it is not committed, changes to be committed. So likewise it is showing you to do the commit. So to do the commit, git space commit space -m. So that's what the command. So what do you need to do? Git space commit space -m. What is the commitment message? Modified sample.txt file. Okay, likewise, I just given some committed statement and hit enter. So one file changed, one insertion. And again, whenever you are hitting git space status, nothing to commit. Then what you need to do? You need to, of course, you need to push it. So to push it, what are the things you need to know? First of all, you need to know what is the origin is. And then you need to know which branch you need to push it. So git space, push space, origin space main. So that's what the same thing you need to do. Okay, git space, push space, origin space main, and you can just hit enter. So whenever you're hitting enter, so those files which is going to be pushed into your GitHub. And right now, if you are going into your GitHub and the same sample.txt file, I just opened, whenever you are really refreshing it, ta-da, hello full stack developers. So guys, do really love this. Okay, this is how you can able to bring your Git files into your repository, and you can able to do the modification. So whenever you are doing a modification, first add and commit and push. That's it. Okay, pushing into the GitHub. So once you have pushed it, whenever you are really referring your GitHub account, so you can able to see all the modification which you have pushed it. And as I've already told you, whenever you are doing any modification in your new file, you need to add it and commit it and push it. This is what the exact step which we have did right now. And another very important thing, just carefully watch. Previously, I have did all the modification in my local directory and I pushed it to the GitHub. But right now, I'm going to open my GitHub, and here again, I'm going to simply play with the sample.txt file. So here, full stack web developers is there. Okay, so here, okay, sample.txt is there. So hello full stack developers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the sample.txt file in my directory, and I'm going to click that pencil icon to edit this file. So hello full stack developers, welcome to this practical based web development masterclass. So likewise, I'm just going to add another more line for our sample.txt file. So again, I'm going to click the commit changes, update sample.txt2. Okay, second modification which I'm going to do it. So I'm going to click commit changes. So once I've did the commit changes, and do you really can you able to expect that modification will be appeared in your local directory? Definitely not, right? It won't be updated. So previously, we guys have used that 3 command like add, commit, and push. Whatever the changes which you are doing in the local, which is needed to be pushed into the GitHub. So we guys have did this step. But whenever you're really doing any modification in the GitHub, but if you want to expect the changes in your local directory, you can use the command called git space pull. Okay, is it great? So you just go to your directory and git space pull. And whenever you're hitting git space pull, ta-da! Look how that. So in the new file, in the sample.txt, that update which we have did in the GitHub profile, which it got updated in this, in this local file. So that's what the GitHub pull is. Okay, so whenever you really want to do the modification in the local directory and you need to push into the GitHub, you need to use that add, commit, and push. But whenever you are doing any modification in the GitHub and you need to reflect, you need to see the changes in your local directory, you can use git space pull so that all the modification which you are doing there will be reflected in your local directory. Is it awesome, right? So that's how it will work. So if you are, whenever you are working as a team, if one person is telling, hi Sanjay, I've did all the modification which you have asked, and then you can proceed it further. So if that person told me, then I'll simply use git space pull and hit enter. All the changes which he did will be reflected in my code. So I don't want to put up the pen drive, copy the, you completed some code, right? You just copy that into my pen drive and take the pen drive and put it into it and open the directory. And again, I just changed it, again, give it to my team. Guys, it's bullshit, right? So those kind of steps, which it can be easily done with the help of this Git and then GitHub. And don't worry, on the upcoming part, we will be covering up those branches and pull requests and conflicts. These are all the things I'm going to be covering up in the upcoming project session. In the project session, we are going to cover up all those, what is meant by pull requests. What is meant by conflicts and etc. These are all things very simple. Just imagine there is person A, person B, and he is telling in the sample.txt, change this into welcome to practical based web development masterclass. And person B is telling, he is committing the same file, sample.txt, as welcome to this 30 days full stack web development masterclass. So both the people are doing a modification in the same file called sample.txt. So automatically your GitHub will show you the conflicts. So it will automatically show you this file which is having a conflict. Shall we approve or not? So if there is a conflict, so what is the conflict is? So one person is telling this, another person is telling this. What should I do? So which should I consider? So likewise, it will open up the conflict warning in this GitHub profile so that people can able to, management can able to check it out, or team lead can able to check that out, and they can able to approve anyone or doing the required modification in the certain code, and they can able to commit it. So all those modifications will be appeared in the output. Okay. So guys, do you guys have got a clear idea on the GitHub? So only in the Git and then GitHub, we guys haven't covered some of the parts. Okay, we are going to cover that part in the upcoming parts. So what are the things we haven't covered up to this point? We haven't covered the branches in detail and pull request and conflicts, because I really want to show in a real project. So those things I'll be showing you on the upcoming part. But before that, right now, what are all the things we guys have explored? So we guys have explored about the GitHub, and then we guys have explored about the Git, and then we guys have explored about creating the folders on files inside the GitHub, and how to clone the repository, and how to add a new file, and how to add that into a staging area and a staging area, and also how to commit it, how to push that file into a GitHub, and whatever the modification which you are doing in the GitHub, so how it should be reflected in your local file, which it can be done with the help of git space pull. And also whenever you are doing a modification in any file, so if you really want to see the reflection in your GitHub, so you need to again add that file, and you need to commit it, and you need to push it. And also we guys have explored about how to change the repository, git space, remote space, add space, origin space, the repository, new repository URL. So this is how we explored. So on the upcoming part, we are going to go cover in more in detail. Okay, so I hope you guys have got a clear idea on Git and then GitHub. So I hope you guys have also really enjoyed this today's session as well. If you are really enjoyed it, if you are really feeling it's very simple, you just post simple Sanjay in the live chat, and also please go and complete the task. Okay, the task will be scheduled in the community. Please go and complete the task. On the upcoming part of the session, we are going to move into CI/CD pipeline, and then we are going to move on to the Heroku kind of platform where you are going to host our application into it. So likewise, we are going to cover more than that. So other than that, I hope you really enjoyed the today's session. If you have enjoyed it, you just post your comments in the live chat. So thank you so much once again. It's me, Sanjay, signing off. Until then, bye. We'll see you on the next session.